Welcome to the next installment. First off, I'd just like to do a bit of housekeeping and say thank you to all of you who have subscribed to this channel. It's so amazing being able to share my love for what these things are to you. We share a very common passion and it's fantastic. I would really love to continue this channel, but I don't have any more watches to review. So I'm reaching out to any micro brand who might be interested in sharing what they have with me. And I can give an honest review and explain the little details and technicalities. As you might know, I'm a designer, so I talk a lot about the aesthetics and the quality and the details that these things have been made to. So today we're going to be talking not about the watch, which is still in excellent condition. We're going to be talking about the Dive Time Bezel. Now, I would say 99% of the reviews that you watch explain the Dive Time Bezel like this. To calculate your dive time, you simply take the bezel and line up the marker to the minute hand. And then you're able to see the elapsed time. You're able to see 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you know that when it hits the 30, that's when you're finished. But it's not always how it works. I mean, that's to calculate time going forward, but that's not necessarily calculating time that's being elapsed, that you're losing. The way to do that, and the way that these bezels were actually designed, this is a secret that not many people know, is that you work backwards. The only reason why this is illuminated and nothing else is illuminated on the bezel is because this is the most important thing. This is the thing that indicates when you need to get out of the water. This is the indicator. Small little detail. So, and think about it for a second. Makes perfect sense. When this is all dark and when this is illuminated, this will be in the middle of nowhere that you won't see. But you know that when that minute hand hits this little pip, that's when you have to start surfacing in the water. So let me give you an example. To calculate this is going to get seriously technical, so hold on. 60 minutes, that's an hour, okay? Say you want to be diving for 40 minutes. You say, what is 60 minus 40? The answer is 20. So what you do is, instead of taking the pip and lining it up to the minute hand, you take your answer, which is 20, and you line it up to the minute hand. So you know that when your minute hand hits that point, that's been 40 minutes, and that's when you need to start surfacing. That is actually elapsed time. You're thinking about it in a completely different way. You're almost thinking about it backwards as opposed to how you're expected to think about it. And it works so much better that way. You know, you're using it for its intended purpose that way around. So let's do another one. If you wanted to dive for 10 minutes, what's 60 minus 10? It's 50. There's your answer. You put the 50 on the minute hand. That's when you need to surface. And in a normal circumstance, when you see that minute hand line up to the 50, it's not exactly pinpoint accurate. But the reason why there's a triangle on that little pip at the bottom is because, well, it is exactly precise where you need it to be when the time comes for you to surface. So it makes sense, right? It kind of makes sense. So it's as simple as that. When you are wanting to calculate elapsed time, you don't line up the pip to the minute. If you really want to do it, you actually line up the number that you want and then know, for this example, that that's 50 minutes and that's when you need to surface. Hence why this is the only thing that is illuminated on a bezel in the dark. So it's pretty simple. So try and practice it yourself. It will change your perspective on a lot of things when it comes to calculating time, or should I say elapsed time. It basically only works when you know the variable, you know what time you're working towards. In a lot of situations you might not know that case, which is why it's great to then use the pip to calculate time that's elapsed in the opposite direction. Being able to, if you hypothetically know that it's going to take you 40 minutes, then you're able to calculate that 20 minutes is, 20 is 60 minus 40, and that's your answer to get the 40 mark. So I hope this helps. This might have confused you even more, but maybe I can share some calculations in the comments. I've got to reply to a lot of your comments that you've left in my most recent videos, but we will get to it eventually. Thank you for tuning in to another professionally crafted video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new, and keep enjoying your hobbies.